I'm back. Cannot believe it's been over 13 months since my last ramble. I'm sure you guys have missed them as much as I have. But no, seriously, it's been a fantastic year. Finished my master's in engineering, started teachers college in outdoor and experiential education. Absolutely loving it, meeting so many cool people. Went on a couple bike trips, canoe trips. I'm just feeling so overwhelmed with life because it's just so fantastic. Which always gets me that obligation that we have to share what we've experienced and to share what we've learned with other people. Just talking with such great conversations with Victoria and my family and my OEers is just like, oh man, no, we need to share this. We need to say what we've learned. We need to share our experiences. We need to say what's on our minds and hearts. And so I'm just feeling that challenge. And the more we learn and the more we experience, the greater that obligation to share, to bring that enlightenment to other people, just share stories. So without further ado, after going through poverty, hunger, healthy lives, education, gender equity, water, clean energy, sustainable economic growth, and sustainable infrastructure, we are on the 10th Sustainable Development Goal, put forward by the UN and all its member states. This one is reducing inequality between and within countries. And there's tons of targets here. They're very economically focused. I want to get down to a deeper level, I think. Where does that inequality come from? What's at the root of it? I mean, it's the million-dollar question, but I think one of the main reasons is where we put our worth, what we think gives our lives meaning. So what are the options? Well, the number one thing, and clearly by all the targets of this one, is economics or material wealth. How much can you accumulate over your lifetime? We're always talking about who's the richest. Well, what's so funny is when I was writing these notes the last time, over a year ago, my bike was just stolen, or almost a year ago, my bike was just stolen. And it made me think in that moment, I remember reflecting like, whoa, it can't be about gaining material possessions, because that can happen. And then all of a sudden your material wealth is gone, and like that's where you're worth. So what, you're worthless now? No, like that. Okay, that's illogical, right? Clearly the accumulation of material wealth is not it. Okay, so how about like greatness? And when again, I had just finished a half marathon and I had seen like marathon runners running like way faster than I was running the half marathon pace. And it's like, oh my gosh, maybe achieving greatness in any, music, athletics, even in any field, business, maybe achieving greatness, being known is what it's all about. Because of those marathon runners, oh man, it's just so cool. Well, timing, Justin Bieber, a couple days ago, everyone should read his post about how much being known, being recognized for his craft absolutely ruined him. And it's like, wait, being known, being recognized, getting famous, that's like, Justin Bieber, whether he has money or not, he's worth so much because, everyone knows him. And it's like, he's telling us, no, it means nothing. It's actually worse than having worth. It takes away the worth. So clearly, greatness. On a side of that too, we've all become a little greater in some area than we used to be, and then stop practicing and seeing the greatness leave us. And it's like, wait a second. Whoa, okay. Maybe this was early for me, but eventually we all decay. The decay is kind of the worst thing for us in our minds, because it's like, oh my gosh, I once was this, I'm now this, my worth has gone down. It's like, wait, do I really believe that? Do I really believe as an 80-year-old when I won't be able to run as fast, I'm going to be worthless? That's insane. That's ridiculous. And then, okay, I would, I guess, again, I'm biased, but I would say even being a good person, you have no idea what's going to happen in life. Also, being a good person, if we're chasing after that goal of, always doing the right thing, I'm sure you can find someone in your life who does that, and it's absolutely exhausting, and they wear themselves out. So there's always a quote, Robert Rawlins, Rambles. quote, "You have no idea of where or how God or life, let's say, is going to engineer your future circumstances, and no knowledge of what stress and strain is going to be placed on you either at home or abroad. And if you waste your time in overactivity instead of being immersed in the great fundamental truths of God's redemption," so even if you're not a Christian, that you are loved beyond measure, that's the redemption story, that you are loved beyond whatever you do, whatever you gain in life, then you will snap with the stress and strain when the stress and strain do come. You just will not be able to hold yourself up. We know that feeling, which in my opinion points to a way, way deeper source of our worth, that is independent of who we are, what we've done, what state we're in. Nothing we can do or can't do, good or bad, has a say in our worth. I really believe that. So perhaps our true worth is identical. So no matter who we are, coming back to inequality, if I believe that my worth is untouchable, then everyone's worth is untouchable. It is just there. It's just constant, which makes us think, oh man, if we really adopted that view. I love another quote by Sam Wells talking about inequality. As humans, if we really understood that we were all equally, infinitely loved, we would not feast at the table. We could not feast at the table if we knew, or while we knew, a beggar was at the gate. And it's like, oh my gosh, that is so challenging. How many times have I feasted on not just food, on many different things when I know there's someone in need right beside me? Holy cow, am I seeing that person as less than me, or am I seeing that person as equal? Both of us equal, no matter who that person is. It's so powerful. And yeah, just going back to that, what is it to gain the entire world but forfeit your soul in the process? You can gain everything and then just give up that connection to other people, give up that connection to the Creator, just because you're chasing after things that have no real meaning. So how then shall we live? Well, how do we display our worth to others? If we're people of privilege, is it by showing off something that we have, we've bought, what we drive, what we wear? And if we do, is that encouraging others to be proud of what they have, grateful for what they have, or is it making them jealous or envious of us, making them feel unequal, less than us? Are we encouraging them to live confidently or not? And then kind of along the same lines, be a thoughtful consumer. What are we buying? This is a practical one. Look at the products you are buying. Does it impact other people around the planet? Are we treating them? We talk about a global community. Are we actually acting like a global community? Are we acting like that person in Indonesia is at an equal worth than us, as us? Do we really believe that? Are we treating them like family members? And along those lines, number 3, adopt the mindset of making do. I read a fantastic article, I'll post in the comments, making do, and how it saved my life or something like that. And it's like, oh my gosh, so beautiful. We have 7 billion people on the planet. We need to adopt a lifestyle of making do. I'm reading this fantastic book for my course, Earth and Mind by David Orr. This idea of should do versus can do. We can do an awful lot in our world, but should we do it? We can buy all this food, all this material stuff. Should we do it though? Should we? Taking into consideration our equality with everybody else. And also I would add all of the rest of nature too. And then the last thing you can do is put your money where put your money where your mouth is and share the wealth. So it's challenging for me as a student. Let's actually, some people talk about getting earning so much so that we can give a lot. Okay, well let's do that then. Let's give it now. Anyways, under 10 minutes, bam, nailed it. Love it. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.